Before we head out fishing, I thought I'd give you a brief update on what's been going on around here and what's coming. Now, if you hear any bashing in the background, that's Rebecca. I think she's building some kind of log store or something like that at the moment. And you might hear the neighbour's dog as well, which is barking all the time. So, yeah. I've left the door open today because it's nice and sunny, so we're letting the light in and getting some sun as well, because it's been a long time since I've seen the sun. Well, we've had a few days here and there, but generally it's just been pretty much storms the whole winter. It's been a horrendous winter. The amount of rain we've had, and anybody up in the UK will know what I'm talking about. Now, what have we got? Well, Rebecca went over during the winter to the UK, and when she came back again, she brought bits and pieces with her. Now, some of this stuff is obviously local. Other stuff was brought in because I just, can't get it, or I'd have to wait for it. So we start off, we've got anti-foul. We're going to have to anti-foul the boat sometimes, so we've got that. Not the cheapest stuff in the world anymore, that's for sure. We've got a new bilge pump. Now, I already have one on there. I fitted a new one last year, so this is purely a spare because I don't want to run into a situation where we get a broken pump mid-season and then have to worry about the boat when it's on the mooring without a pump on it, because obviously with the storms we get and that, or the rain we get, it can fill up pretty quick in a small boat. And often if you get it's too rough when it's on the outer mooring, you can't get to it, so you need a reliable pump at all times. And we've got other things like this. This is for the Honda. This is an oil filter and gear oil. I'm going to change the oil in both the main engines, so I've got some gear oil. I'll be sorting that out later. I might even do a video on the Suzuki. I probably won't do the Honda. There is a video on servicing and all that one already, so we may just look at the Suzuki one. Impellers, we've got two impellers. I've got three actually. So I got ones for the Honda. I got two. Now you wonder why I got two. I got one for next time I service it, or just have one as a spare. The reason is basically I paid £8 for those impellers for the Honda ones, £8 each. Might have even been a bit less, but £8 each. And before anybody says, "Oh, cheap impellers, it'll break," and all the rest of it, I've been buying impellers. I bought some really cheap impellers in the past, and I keep my impellers in for 2 seasons, and they always come out, and there's no problem with them whatsoever. The only one I've ever had was I had a slight crack on one, and I think that had been in an old engine for about 3 years or something. But like I said, I've never had a problem with an impeller. Plus I got two, so I got a spare one anyway. And as you should do anyway, when you're using your engine, you should be checking it regularly to make sure the water's coming out, so you don't end up with an overheat problem anyway. On top of that, I leave them in for 2 seasons, like I said, on these size engines for sort of 10 to 20 horse. But if I had an engine which was, I don't know, 60 horse, 80 horse, 200 horse, something like that, £20,000 engine or something, I'd probably change my impellers every year. But on the smaller engines, for me, it's always been fine for many, many years. So we've got Suzuki, and we've got the other one. Now the Suzuki one, that was about £20, I think, for this one. But it did come with a little key. The little key that you have that locks the impeller in place. Normally you just take the old one out, put it back in, it's just part of the engine. But they actually give you a little key for it as well. So that's quite a neat little addition in case you lose it, or just to keep it as a spare. So we've got the impellers to do. Neoprene glue. Brilliant stuff. You want to fix waders, anything like that. Sticks to anything pretty much, and glues pretty much most things. But brilliant stuff. And then we just got the generic WD-40s. Everything's going everywhere. This is the problem in here. I need to have a serious tidy up, but get all the repairs done, and then we'll do that. Grab adhesive, that's for another job. Silicons. This is activated carbon. This is for the filter on the lobster tank, because obviously I have a filtering system. The carbon, it takes away any toxins that might build up, but I need to change it obviously every year, put new carbon in. Again, that's just grab adhesives and stuff like that. This is bands. They're just bands for the lobster. I buy them like that in bulk. They're just basically office ones. They're sort of 6 mil wide ones, I think it is. But they work fine for the lobster. As you see, I do it by hand. I don't use a banding machine, and I don't buy lobster bands. I did look at lobster bands once, and the machines are good. I mean, or the tool for putting the bands on. It was just the fact that the bands cost a hell of a lot more because they class them as lobster bands. So I just end up buying much cheaper like this. and I don't have a problem just sitting there doing it by hand, because I'm not doing it like if I was on a big commercial boat, you definitely want to have a bander or one for banding them. So we've got bands. Propeller. Now this prop is for the 10-horse Honda again. I bought a new prop for the Suzuki last year because I felt the pitch was wrong, and it's been better with the new pitch. The pitch was, I think it was at 12, and I bought a 9 or 10 or something, so that was much better. The Honda has a 4-blade prop on it, but that Honda originally was put on the Plymouth Pilot boat, which, if any of you know, is a heavy boat, and it's a displacement hull. So the 4-blade gives it more thrust, which is good when you're pushing tide that thing with a displacement hull. Being we are on a semi-displacement, or a plane, it goes up onto the plane, I wanted to get the 3-blade because it should push the boat a little faster, give it higher revs, although it won't have so much sort of thrust. It's an idea that I've been thinking about for a long time, about should I change it over and try that, blah, blah, blah. Well, this year I decided to buy one and just try it. If it doesn't work, I can put the other one back on. But this is a 9, I think it's 9, yep, 9 pitch, and we'll see what happens. I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does, it'll make the boat go a little bit faster. Like I say, because originally the other one was for the old boat, so you needed the thrust more so than speed, because displacements will only go so fast. So I've got to do that, so you might film that, I don't know, again. And finally, I think at the moment, is this. This is another one of my mad ideas. It's a winch. It's just like a wire cable winch. It could pull around 2,000 pounds, which is 907 kilos. And the idea of that is I'm going to shove that in the back of the car, in the back of the Jeep. I'm going to fit it into the back of the Jeep somewhere. I haven't decided where yet, but I'll work it out. And it'll be used to basically pull the dinghy on and off the trailer if I want to. Now, usually you don't, because the dinghy's so light, so we just drag it on, lift it on. But sometimes when it's got a lot of boxes in it, or a couple of pots or something, we pull it off the beach and the tide comes up so fast, I like to get down, get connected, and just pull the car away. So I've put the winch on, just drag the dinghy with all the gear in onto the trailer, instead of unloading it first. Drag it up the beach, then we sort of unloaded it when we get a bit further up. Alternatively, I probably could use it for pulling the main boat back onto the trailer. I don't know about that, we'll see. But I'm going to put it at the back, and like I say, it can be used for that if I want. But it's something I wanted to try, so I'll try it. If it doesn't work, I'll find some use for it somewhere else. And on top of that, we are, as you obviously can see, we're getting the boat ready to go down. So I've got to service all the engines now. I'm presently in the process of doing all the rods, reels and everything. I'm just going over, mainly putting grease, because I tend to just wash them off at the end of the year, give them a bit of oil if they need it, then I'll leave them stand, and then now I'll take them apart, grease inside, oil, everything, and get it ready to go out. The pots that we were making for this year are all done. We always make a few more than we need, and we'll just keep those as spares, basically, in case we lose any, or in a storm, or somebody runs over the bobbers, or even if somebody decides to take them away. So we keep a few spares so that we can get straight back into the action again. Now, as you're watching this, hopefully we should be doing some more beach foraging. There are some big tides coming, although the weather is looking a bit sketchy, so it might be a bit of a wet video. We'll see what it comes. I mean, everything's got time to change. At the moment, this is being shot several days before the Alderney tides anyway, so it's possible it'll change by then and it'll be a nice day. Let's hope so, because it makes a heck of a difference when you're walking around with a camera in the pouring rain or not. Right, let's get back to today's video and see what we can catch out there. So it's another morning. It's a very, very flat morning. It's a big tide, but when it's this flat, it should be okay. We're going to shoot out, do a couple of pots, I hope, before the tide gets too high. And then we're going to head off and fish. And later on, we're coming back. I've got a sort of mooring out. This mooring here. I'm going to change the deadman, or put another one in its place for the other one. So, bit of work to do. So we're going to be out here quite a long time today. Anyway, we'll catch up with you when we start fishing. well. Good. Going to have again. Cool. Got a lobster. Pretty sure it'll be size. The gauge in the box. I'll check it after. Yeah, I'll sort it out after. Yeah, the tabby one. Oh well, we got one lobster. So that's easy. To be honest, with these big tides, I don't expect much. The flow's too strong. Not bad. Female crab. We're not going to bother with it though. Bait's good. Really take today, but to be honest, there's small ones in later that are in the bag.
We'll see how we get on.
Well, we're out here, we're going to try a bit of bassing to start with, but it's a bit drizzly, so hopefully it will not clog up the screen too much. What's that noise? I hope it's something like that. Cool. There we go. They're going to be shrinking. The other one. Get him straight back. Wee go. Tumbling. It's all the excitement, you see. Getting a bit foggy now, as you might be able to hear. Not that big though. There we go. What did he just spit off at you? Behind you on the floor. Is that a jellyfish? There's one on here. Don't touch him. Look, another one. That's so. What is that? Like this one. Look at them. See that? There was another one, wasn't there? I'm going to switch back to your thing. Now look, bluefin bass we're catching. Catching bluefins. When he stops moving, I'll show you against the black background there. You might be able to see it, the fins. The bottom fins that have got blue on them. Never noticed that before. All the bass I've caught in the years. Left maybe. bit spined. Look at the marks on there, like they've been attacked, I think. Right, Rebecca's just hooked into a fish using the spike nose. Probably bass. Yeah, that's a bass. Yeah, spike nose. Every time. Doing a bit of trailing out in the open, and Rebecca's hooked something, so I'm just going to get my line out the way and then I'll grab the camera and show you the fish, hopefully. Unclear. Is it big, do you reckon, or is it just a normal? Oh yeah. Looks like a mackerel, like a giant mackerel, but it's a bass. It did look like a giant mackerel for a minute. When you consider the size of that lure you're using. Small bass, maybe 38?
Yeah, it's a tiny little thing, isn't it?
Something like that. Let's hold it up so you can see it. Look at that. There you go. You got the pliers, or? Yeah, they're there. So we just unhook it straight away. Get these pliers to. I don't want to go into it. Keep it off the boat, because it'll keep. If it hits the boat, it starts to flap all the time. Thinking pliers. It's so rusted up now. These Rapala ones, which are supposed to be stainless. Stainless.
Pliers.
BS, more like stainless. Look at that, Rapala pliers. They classed them as stainless. 25 pounds of pliers, and they're as rotten as hell.
I know.
It's a joke, eh? Nothing. It's so many things these days are just not fit for purpose. Yeah, something there, Rapala. There we have this. Two-day thing just doesn't seem to work for us, you know. I've still got bait all right with that one. Going to be emptying tons of winking spiders today. What killed that? Maybe there was a lobster in there. Maybe it found its way out. Poor old ancient pot. Looking tired. Is there one last bit of magic left in it? Drop it. The spot. Well, like I said, we have. I mean, we caught one here the other day, and we've worked this already. Anyway, these are our small neck pots. These will be coming in today. Unless, of course, they're absolutely stuffed with lobster, then we might be tempted to leave them out, but I'm pretty sure they won't be.
So they'll be coming in.
They'll be coming in. They're probably on the sand, so probably full of little baby spiders. No, actually, it is a bit mixed down there, so. We don't normally pot here. We have potted here in the past. We had a big lobster actually here, not far from here. Once upon a time, but that was once upon a time. We tried potting here with another pot earlier on here, we didn't catch nothing, so. But that might have just been the time of year. Maybe now it's changed. Yep, that's what I expected. Little tiny spadey. Can you get one in this pot? It's a shame because this one's actually got bait still left in it.
Well, they could stay out another day, I suppose.
I don't know if it's worth it, I mean.
Well, only that it's got bait in.
Eh?
That's got a load of bait in it as well.
Shall we? I mean, we've got a lot on our plate today anyway, so yeah, we'll leave them out one more day. Let's move their position. At least give them a chance to catch something. They got lady crabs in there. Lady crabs. Well, the mooring's done. Got new bobbers on it, a new rope to a new weight underneath. Everything's good, still in the same position. And yeah, we're going to head home and take all this rubbish with us. All the old bobbers and everything. And the bobbers we used to float the weight out. Catch you next time.